Okay, all right, so take a look at this page that you guys have in front of you. Couple things to add to the slides just to kind of help you when you go to do the question part after. It won't take you very long. And for the most part, I think you guys know sort of what's going on. But this 1 through 4, if you turn your page sideways, 1 through 4 is going to be talking about radius. Okay? And then your 5 through 8 is specifically talking about ionization energy. Okay? So we defined those yesterday as these two things. So your atomic radius is always talking about the size of the atom, and then your ionization energy is the energy that is needed to remove an electron. So all that we're doing today is we're going to actually see those trends that we started talking about yesterday kind of in action here, okay? So go ahead and flip your page oh no, just kidding, leave it that way. But we're going to focus on the graph part now, okay? So first thing that I want you to handle with your graph is I would like you to add in your little key right here. So you picked up 2 colors, hopefully, okay? And so what you're going to do is we're going to label what the 2 different colors are going to be on your graph itself, okay? So for me, my purple, I'm going to be using with the dots, okay? I'm going to be using with the dots on there. Do you guys see that we have dots and stars, right? So take a look at your graph. Dots and stars. Okay, we're going to be connecting dots together and stars together. The other thing I want to make note of is that you do have your title. That's cool. But then if you notice, and we have an x-axis, that's normal. So atomic number. What does that mean 6 is? If this is atomic number, what does that mean number 6 is talking about? Any ideas? Or do you know where you would look? I see a couple of you guys flipping pages to it. You want to look at your periodic table. So what is 6 on your periodic table?
6?
Mm-hmm. You were right.
It was carbon?
It was carbon. Mm-hmm. All right, so carbon. So this is just telling you what element it is, right? So that's carbon. Okay, that's all that this is trying to share with you is your atomic numbers are going from 1 through 20. So where does this graph technically stop talking? Like, or not talking, but who is it talking about at the very end? Who is that? Number 20. Calcium, exactly. All right. So you're going from hydrogen all the way to calcium. And this is just showing you what their amounts are. But what you got to look at is that all these different stars and dots are focused on one y-axis or the other. There are 2 y-axes here. So the one on the left-hand side says ionization energy. Ionization energy. So remember, well, we haven't wrote it in our key yet, but that's going to be your other color, and it's going to be the stars. Okay, so you might just label this side star and then IE so that you know when you're going to read those answers, those are going to be the numbers that you're correlating it with, right? Okay, and then on the opposite side, you see atomic radius. So that, I would put a dot and then radius, right? Just so you can pay attention to when you have to read the numbers off, where you're going to be looking. Okay? All right, so the part that you're going to use the 2 different colors for, so I'm going to give you about 3 or 4 minutes to kind of do this next part. I would use that ruler to help you draw straight lines. But you're going to connect all of your dots together and then all of your stars together. I encourage you to, it's going to be okay if you end up connecting them. I tried telling people yesterday not to connect a certain one to a certain one, but I change my mind, you can definitely connect all of them. But we're going to kind of pinpoint a couple key parts here, and that is where we are changing what row we are on the periodic table. So, for example, and I'll let you guys find the other ones, but what element is number 2? Where are we at on the periodic table with number 2? That's helium, right? What happens after helium? We go to the next row, to lithium, right? So what you should do is take a highlighter or make a squiggly on your graph to show that this right here is going to be showing a new row on your periodic table. And so you'll find where the next one is. You'll find where neon is. You'll do that next one, okay? But you're going to go ahead and connect the dots with whichever colors you went ahead and put into your key. So I had my dots are going to be radius, and they're going to be with purple. And then I'm going to put my stars are going to be ionization energy, and I'm going to use orange. So go ahead and complete your graph, and then we'll talk about the questions. You're more than welcome to start the questions before us, okay? So take 4 minutes, put your graph together. Okay, so what you guys hopefully you have your little lines there. Like I said, if you connected, perfectly fine, not a big deal. We're just going to make sure that we have those sections that are a change on our periodic table noted. So over by where neon is, so neon is element number 10, right? Atomic number 10. So that means after 10, we break again to the next line on the periodic table. So I just want to make note of that, right? So if you connected them, not a big deal. Just make sure you have a line highlighted so that you know this is the next line on the periodic table. And then it happens again at the end of the next row, which is after 18. So you're just going to have a little either highlighter line or again, just make a note down here telling yourself that that's where the break is on the periodic table. All right, once we have those, now we can actually go start answering some of these questions. So up at the top of your page over here, we have what are the atomic numbers and the element names of the 3 largest atoms? So the largest atoms. So we want to look at the dots or the stars. The dots, exactly. So we want dots for this one. So look at your graph. We want the 3 largest. So this one is the start of this one. Here's this one, and this one, right? So we want to know this number, and this number. So go ahead and circle your 3 largest dots. Okay? We're going to match those up to what the atomic numbers are. So we have 3, we have 11, and we have 19. So 3, 11, and 19. And then you guys are going to look on your periodic table and tell me what the element names are and what those symbols are. Okay? Mm-hmm. Hey guys, hey, focus. Okay, so he's got us for the first one. He said it's lithium. Absolutely correct. So that is Li. And what I'm going to add to this is I'm going to have us put what the electron configuration ending is, right? Which is going to be 2s1. Okay, so just add that off to the side because you don't want to forget those anyway. All right. So number 11 and 19, you guys are going to do the same thing. Okay? All right. Number 2, it says, to what group number and name do these elements named in question 1 belong? So our atomic number 3, again, lithium, okay? What group number was lithium in? What group number is lithium in on your periodic table? And if you guys do not have a periodic table, then you need to grab one from the front table. Yep. Group 1. And group name, go ahead. You said alkali metals. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing for your 11 and 19. All right. In general, does a period, across the period, the size of the atom does what? So what we're looking at is what is the trend from each of those circled points? Does it go down or does it go up? It goes down, so it decreases. It decreases. And then down a group, so that means looking at the trend between the 3 dots that we circled, you could even include the one way down here. What's the trend of those 3? They increase. Okay? They increase. Okay, so that's going to be how you're going to handle your dot questions. Look down at the next set of data tables real quick. It says, looking at the second graph, what are the atomic numbers and element names to which we have the greatest ionization energy? So we want the greatest ionization energy, so that means the greatest on the stars. So go ahead and put a box around your top stars here. Okay? So we're going to go number 2, number 10, and then number 18. 2, 10, and 18. You're going to do the same thing. And then for our electron configuration, so let's just start with number 2. Number 2 is helium. Our element symbol is He. And we'll go ahead and put our electron configuration because we can do that. We're going to have 1s2. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing for the rest of these down here. Okay. I just need the ending of the electron configuration, just to be clear. All right. Then you're going to do the same thing with the group number and all that good stuff, just like we did above. In general, across the period, what happens with that first ionization energy? So in general, what are all of these little things going leading up to the squares? They are increasing or decreasing. So going up to where we put a square around the star. Increasing, increasing, increasing. And then down a group, that would be down across the whole graph there. They gradually got smaller, meaning they decreased. All right, so you can work with a partner to finish this up and get this turned in. You should be able to finish it before you leave. Okay, so go ahead and finish that up and put it into the box when you're ready, and I'll give this back to you tomorrow to put right into their journal. Okay? Yes, 2, 10, 18 for your ionization energies.